Here I am again. So, what else is happening with all of this? What are the Muharem, Serbezovski and Esma, Redzepova, both Macedonians, both Muslim, insinuating by fighting for us? Well, they're insinuating that Muslims don't want to help us and Croats don't want to help us, but how damaging is that to overall effect of post-war trauma and everything? Well, they are desecrating and desecrating sanctity of dead Bosnian Muslims through fighting for us because we are so-called ignored by Bosnian Muslims today. Yes, we are ignored. But yes, my government is also under the pressure, so heavy of a pressure by the West, not to help us. I can feel that there is a force that pressures them not to help us, or the country will be destroyed. They're all playing dumb to it and helping us and so forth, insinuating that we're uncivilized on one hand, or that we're stupid, or that it was ever thus, just like they were trying to say during the war that it was ever thus that Bosnians kill each other all the time. That's not true. This is the first time it happened, so it's ridiculous. And this is what they're doing. They're trying to convince the world that we're always like that, that Bosnians are always like that towards us. It's not true. All right. They're trying to collect some kind of points, and I think they're getting them because, believe it or not, one of the highest-ranking UN officials is Macedonian. This is their cookie that they got. Macedonia itself has been a country for like 5 or 6 years or so. I'm not sure. Today is, let me see. Today is June 8th, 2008. Maybe for 6-7 years they've been a country. Before that they were a republic, and before that they were just a chunk of Bulgaria. All right, so they have no historical dimension or diplomatic maturity to have somebody so high-ranking in the United Nations. I think this is their award of the international community and of the UN for messing with us and discrediting the dead of our war, discrediting the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina is under such a pressure that everyone's seeing and ignoring at the same time. Maybe for those who didn't know, now you know what's going on. Also, there is lots of, I have to admit, there is lots of mess going around. Some of them believe that having 50% of country means 50% of responsibility and morality. Some politicians are stealing money. They're insinuating, there are suspicions of son of Ali Izetbegovic and so forth. And pretty soon they'll start blaming the President Izetbegovic for all of that. Let me just remind you something about President Izetbegovic, Alija. When the war started, this is just a blunt example, but it does show what's going on, what happened. When the war started, Turkey was like, Bosnian Muslims need re-educated, like that was the message, and the Middle East intellectuals, so-called, adopted that belief. And Alija, in the beginning of the war, was greeting the soldiers as in Pozdrav domovini, means greeting to the motherland, greeting to the fatherland, alright? He didn't separate anybody. But through the ignorance of the West and everybody, he had to turn to he had to turn to the Middle East for help. And we got such a bunch of there is a footage of that on the YouTube you can find. We got such a bunch of maniacs and idiots, mujahideen or something, who have brought us disgrace to our fighting. Like, they came in thinking that we're dying of clumsiness or stupidity or something. We died because everybody put embargo on us so that we could die faster. And Alija Izetbegovic started from then on reading soldiers Allahu Ekber, like it's a Muslim state. He was forced into it, obviously, by ignorance of the West That was a conspiracy and arrogance of the East. And now he had to accept this Islamic shit that he's under, and now the whole country is under it. Grand Mufti is talking more about Holy Land of Israel and Turkey getting into European Union than he is about talking about Bosnia and Romania under such a pressure. This is political, and I believe it comes from Ali Izetbegovich's speech, some Islamic conference in 1996 or 7, in which he was talking about history briefly, and then he said he didn't mention us at all, Bosnia and Romania, and then he went on to say the Bosnian Jews had always lived in Bosnia peacefully because they had merit. All right. Now after the war, I'm constantly losing my train of thought here. After the war, everybody took like names of Bosnian and Romani and called them either Croats or Serbs or Muslims in intent to deprive us of deprive the world of seeing how much did we lose. All right, and it can be blamed partially on desire to do so. All right, ignorance of who we are and so forth. But there was also intent. Now, this thing that he said about Jews and merit, of course they have merit, but in the World War II, this is a fact, in Bosnia, more of us died, Bosnian and Romani, than Jews. If that's how we are going to classify ourselves, more of us died than Jews. This war is not even comparison. Out of 2,000 Jews in Bosnia, 1,500 has been lifted off by some American Jewish society, taken to Israel. 500 have left, and now this, on top of everything, this is incredible. Over 500 years of friendship and mutual struggle and mutual defeat and everything. This Sven Alkalai, the Jewish representative, said he's a Croatian. Now Bosnia has always been the most welcoming European country of all, and when Jews were expelled from Spain and some other parts of Europe, all countries that took the Jews put them in the ghettos that we're living in right now, without water, without sewage, without everything, dirty, our children not going to school and so forth. Bosnia was the only country that took them straight into the heart, into Sarajevo. And knowing that, I hate this train, man. And knowing that, I lost my train of thought again, and then the train comes. Let me hear it like fast. Okay, it won't be good. And knowing that this Turkish bath did enslave and then abuse the children of Jewish origin as well, means that hospitality of Jewish in Bosnia was absolutely Bosnian. So Jews didn't have much love for them except for their economic ways that they tend to, entrench economically and so forth. So all that and everything, and then Sven Alkalai goes and says he's a Croatian after over 500 years of history. So this Grand Mufti, who's fighting for Israel and everything and Holy Land and all that, and trying to get Turkey into the European Union, he is actually following up on what Ali Izetbegovic had to say. This Grand Mufti of ours is a politician. That's why he's labeled liberal Mufti and everything internationally. He's being given some awards as long as he ignores us and the true situation of Bosnia. He'll be recognized a lot. And that has created the room for people like Muharem, Serbezovski and Esma Redzepova. And this Tajnata knjiga movie that Macedonians have made. And this entire situation that is going on. He didn't say anything to Muharem, to the best of my knowledge. I'm trying to research it. And I doubt he ever will. His international community has forced the entire government and religious leadership to ignore us. And that's the truth of it. And they're not allowed to come around.